So this car is still here. I am still here. It feels like forever since I last worked on it. Coolant leak is done. I think. The only thing left to do is to paint the bumpers. And so I was trying to figure out, what do you do with that? I delved down the automotive paint rabbit hole. Epoxy, primer, urethane sealer, base coat, clear coat. What do you do with plastic? Plastic adhesion promoter. I went through all that trying to figure out which way is up, which way is down, where do I go? Learned enough just to be dangerous, just to know a little bit, so that I went and found a paint guy, because I needed a paint guy. I need a paint guy to get me paint, because I don't know how do you mix paint, how do you get the right color? I need a paint guy. You know, somebody that has some experience that walks me through it. Found a store that has a paint guy that he sells paint in his free time. He paints cars, so he knows what he's doing, certainly more than I do. So he's my paint guy now. And so I talked to him, got an idea of what I'm going to use. It looks like I'm going to use PPG Omni Plus. Felt like there's PPG Omni Plus, and I felt like probably going to Plus would be better for me. Just in my experience with Sherwin-Williams painting the house, the higher levels cover so much better. They work so much better. Everything about them so much better. And so when I tell people, you know, if they're looking for radiation from me to paint their house, get the upper line. It's always, for me, it's always paid off. This guy said, yes, go Omni Plus. His recommendation was the Omni. I'm going to do that. I need to get him a sample of the car. He said he could paint match it to the color code, but with a car this old, it's not going to quite match. So if I get him a 6x6 piece of the bumper, he will scan that with his awesome tool he has. I don't know what he's got. And he will get me a really good match. I thought about, do I try to blend the finish and all that stuff? Since I've never painted anything, I'm just going to keep it simple. Just paint the bumpers. If it's off a little bit, I'm just going to call that character. Again, my first time painting. I'm just going to take this thing slow. I'll worry about blending later when it's something that's not a Hyundai Sonata. I mean, it's a 10-year-old Hyundai Sonata. You know, it doesn't really matter. That's where we are. I'm about to cut off a piece of the bumper. I mean, both bumpers are torn up, so it's going to be quite easy to get a piece. I might actually have a piece somewhere. It might be scratched. I have to see what I got. And I was thinking, well, what do I do since I don't have the paint and I need to get that done? Well, I know there's some brackets and things that I took off the front bumper that I need to rivet to the new bumper. I may go ahead and do that. Just give me something to do while I'm sitting here doing nothing, because without paint, I can't do anything. I mean, I don't want to scuff up the bumpers yet, just if I handle them. I want to do all that, clean the bumpers. I'm going to clean them really well and then scuff them, and I just don't want to do that ahead of time. I want to do that right when I'm ready to paint, so that I don't have a chance to drop them or touch them with my oily, greasy hands and mess up the finish, all that good stuff. Like, I want to be locked in, ready to go. But I can transfer like little brackets that clip to the car, rivet those in, check that out. I need to look at the rear bumper. I don't know if that has anything riveted in. I think it does. I need to look at that, so I may do that, because the rear bumper, you can see, still on the car. So I can take that off, put those brackets and all that stuff in there. I'm trying to get it done, but I think we're just down to paint, which is awesome. Like, this project almost done. Can't wait to pull it out of the garage. Will I pull something else into the garage? I hope so. I think so. Got some leads. See where it goes. Nothing fancy or exciting, but that's okay. I'm going to start easy, small, and work my way up to something fancy, like a Chevrolet. Yeah, I've already done one of those. That Blazer. Whew. That, and I probably need to pull that back in the garage to finish that, because I need to get that just out of my yard, out of my life, out of my world, but still here. And there's a lot of like little things that I don't really want to do, but I should do. And I did get it running. And that's part of what's propelled me to get this car, and has propelled me to look for other cars. For now, let's get a piece of this bumper and get it ready for my paint guy. So I got plenty of bumper, but you can see like all this scuffed all the way up here, so not like there. I think this piece, I'm sure that's all torn up and scuffed. I don't know. I'm thinking the front bumper might be better. I mean, either way, I need to clean it. I wonder if I can just, there's a little piece right here. Can you see that? No, it's a little, but it's right next to the grill. It's already ripped. Let's see. Take this out without creating a big mess. So this is scuffed. And I could just cut a chunk out of here. But I'm always thinking, what if I need that one day? Like, I need just that one corner. Oh, I've got this piece here. That is scuffed there, but you know, I could just cut that across. Would that be big enough? Maybe. I don't know what this guy really exactly needs. All kinds of crap on this side. I think we just cut this across. I think that's enough for him to do something. And you know, maybe I just throw the whole bumper in my truck, so if it's not enough, he can just do that. I mean, he said cut him a piece, but I think I just taken the bumper, and if that doesn't work, you know. Yeah, he said cut him a piece, so I think taking the whole bumper, and if the piece I cut isn't big enough, he can just scan the bumper. I do need to wash it though, because if you don't wash it, you know, you've got that dirty film on it, and you can't really get a good, get a good sand. You're gonna get some dirty color instead of the actual color. Spider webbing here. I mean, it's crazy for me to think, oh, what if I need this section of the bumper? When am I ever going to work on another Hyundai Sonata? Well, most likely I purposely am going to try not to work on a Hyundai Sonata, but I like to keep my options open because you just never know. I think I will throw the whole thing in there. I will wash it up first, though. Oh, just messing stuff up. Certainly got a bunch of nicks in it. That's from the front bumper. I wonder if I have an easier time with the rear bumper. That corner is good. Let me see what I got ripped up there. But I think all that's going to be scuffed up from the other car. Everything is messed up. So I cut my piece off with a hacksaw. I hope this is good. I mean, looking at it, when you look at it this close, and I almost never do, you see all these little rock chips in it. Like all these little rocks have hit it. I mean, luckily it didn't cut the paint or scratch the paint, chip the paint. But there's a bunch of little, like, micro dents all over it. And the thing is, it's 13 years old, but you can see thickness. Just hacksaw cut right through it. Of course it would. It's plastic. The other side, on the other side of the grill, that's a little bit better. Doesn't have as many little nicks and dings in it. But I guess that's also, I mean, that's some pretty flexible paint for it to, get hit like that and not chip off, I guess. Well, I'm gonna take all this to my paint guy, see what he can do for me, and because I have no idea. Like I assume he mixes the paint in-house. We'll scan this, figure out the mix ratio of the colors, and mix me up some paint. I mean, he recommended what I needed.